West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast. West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. I'm one half the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, Machel, St. Patrick Hewitt. And what have I called this one? I've called this one Back to the Drawing Board for Brandon King. The ODI squad was just announced ahead of the New Zealand ODI series, which starts on Sunday. And Brandon King is not in that squad to all intents. Well, no, in fact, the statement that was said was something along the lines of Brandon King has been, did they say dropped? They didn't say dropped, has not been picked due to form, which in any other vernacular to the standard sports fan means he has been dropped. Some might say if they're being nice to him, he has been rested. We are yet to see if Brandon King will feature in the test match. It's not like Jamaica Scorpions of Sun. It's not like with so you see how, like, with, who am I thinking of in the Guyana squad? So you see how in some of the other squads, players are named in the Super 50 squad. So clearly they're back home in the Caribbean getting ready for Super 50. It's not like Jamaica Scorpions have announced as of yet that, okay, now Brandon King is available for Jamaica Scorpions. So we have to assume that King will still be part of the test squad. Because there's been, well, who knows actually? Who actually knows? We just don't know how West Indies cricket works. But let's assume that King will still be part of the test squad. Doesn't mean he'll play. But let's assume he'll be part of the test squad. And we will find out in due course if he will just, I guess, be part of the wider squad in the nets, etc. But I think, like I say, it's fair to say that as of right now and as of recording, Brandon King is no longer in the test squad. And he is no longer in the he's no longer in the ODI squad, and potentially will no longer be in the test squad, possibly, and certainly for the last few matches in the T20 series versus New Zealand, he was also omitted there as well. So Brandon's down bad in the grand scheme of things. He's back, like I say, in the like I said in the thumbnail, back to the drawing board for Brandon King. But let's extrapolate it. Let's break it down. Okay, because I said to myself, there's been a few of you who have been in the comments over the last 2 months or saying Brandon King's got to get dropped. Brandon King's got to get dropped, and that argument was not and is not without merit. But I think one of the reasons why I would kick back against that kind of argument and that kind of narrative isn't because Brandon doesn't deserve to hold a drop, hold a rest, whatever. It's more because I'm tired. Like, someone asked me the other day when I did the live watch along for the first 13 overs of the 50-20 international against New Zealand. Someone said to me the other day, "Oh, what do you think about the ODI squad that's been named?" And I was like, I don't care. Like, I wish as a wider fan base, we would reach the point where we just, like, a squad is a squad at the end of the day. Someone getting dropped, someone getting rested. It is what it is. The calendar is packed. There's no time to rest. There's no time to debrief. There's no time to analyze. It's just format to format to format, back to back to back to back, down bad T20 tournament, down bad T10 tournament, Super 50, first class championship, West Indies cricket, back to back to back to back. The system can't go on like this. So when people are saying to me things like, this guy's got to get dropped, the first thing that usually goes through my head is, but that ain't gonna, even if he is, so what? Who you got in mind that's going to come and fix things? Right now, Shafane Rutherford is stinking out the joint. Yuck. Stinking it out. But we ain't really got no one. Who we got to replace him? Who, really and truly, who we got to replace him? Shimon Hetmeyer picks and chooses when he plays for West Indies. That man might just walk straight back into West Indies team, because who have we got really and truly? This is above, to me, all of this kind of chat. It's above drop this man. Cool, drop them. I don't care. But we ain't got much in reserve. Yuck. We ain't got much in reserve. So it kind of just is what it is for me. Do you know what I mean? But let's unpick Brandon. T20 cricket. Let me give you the stats, the figures, and you can extrapolate and make of it what you will. Brandon King in 2025 has played 10 T20 internationals. He's averaged 21 at a strike rate of 131. His overall T20 figures, he averages 26 at a strike rate of 134. Now, please get a pen and paper out as I disseminate these facts and stats to you, because it's important. You know me already. I'm different to a lot of you. I deal with the evidence, the empirical evidence in front of me, and then make my conclusion. I'm not too into the emotion thing and just chatting for chatting's sake. So please, I beg, get a pen and paper and write down the stats, and then kind of extrapolate that to whatever your narrative is. So the first question you have to ask yourself, having given you those stats, is he down bad in 2025? Yeah, 100%. I'm not going to deny that. An average of 21 as an opener in T20 cricket isn't good enough. The strike rate's all right, 131, I would say. It's not a disaster. His overall stats, an average of 26, largely based on opening. Strike rate of 134. I think that's probably passable for the standard that West Indies are at. And my point to people is this: if not Brandon King, then who? And when I say if not Brandon King, then who, bear in mind you're going to have to find someone that you can trust to average more than 21 with the bat, which I would argue shouldn't be too hard, but then hit a... start again. You're going to have to find me someone who's going to average more than 21 with the bat. This is in the opening position, I hasten to add, and also got a strike rate more than 131. Please, in the comments, get down who that is, please. I'm not saying there isn't anyone. I could give you some names, but this episode is a challenge to all the people who claim they've got all the answers, right? And say that I'm always chatting shit. In the comments below, please let me know who that person is that will give you a better strike rate than 131. This is in Brandon King's down bad season. I'm going to give you some other numbers in a minute. So give me a better strike rate than 131 and will average more than 21. Just to let you know that 2025 is a down bad year for Brandon King and that he's not a down bad player. In 2023, Brandon played 13 T20 internationals. He averaged 32 at a strike rate of 143. So 2 years ago, he was well justified in holding on to his position. And even last year, he averaged 24 from 18 matches at a strike rate of 141. Down bad average because, like I say, his overall career average is 26, which is really the bare minimum it should be. But again, I need everyone to give me, even 2024, which wasn't a stellar year for him at all, give me someone else in the Caribbean that you think will average more than 24 in opening in T20 cricket. Someone not called Evan Lewis, by the way, who will average more than 24 opening and give you a better strike rate than 141. Please call me someone not called Evan Lewis and not called Johnson Charles, because if we're going to remove Brandon King, God forbid all roads lead back to Johnson Charles again, you know, is what I'm thinking here, unless we're going to put Shea Holt to open, which I wouldn't recommend. So that's Brandon King's T20 stats. Get in the comments below. Let me know what you think about all of that. Let's move over to ODIs, because he's been dropped from the ODI squad, and deservedly so. Brandon King in 2025 has played 12 ODI matches and he averages 15. Yuck! He averages 15 at a strike rate of 77. Yeah, that deserves a drop. No questions about it whatsoever. You got to get a drop for that, right? His overall ODI career average, he's played 58 ODIs, averages 27 at a strike rate of 83. Really and truly, that's not good enough either, if I'm honest with you. However, it is worth noting that ODI average has probably been massively skewed by how bad he's been this year. Because in 2023, Brandon played 17 ODIs and averaged 37 at a strike rate of 91. I think we'd all accept that's good. In 2024, he played 9 ODIs and he averaged 32 at a strike rate of 84. I think we'd all accept that based on West Indies substandard in cricket, right? I think we'd accept that as well. So 2025 to me is similar to a T20. It's an isolated down bad year for Brandon King. He's out on merit. He should be out. Just like when I did the Multi video and said Multi should be out, Brandon King should be out. But again, there's 2 questions that come out of these figures for me. Question 1, who replaces him? And that's not to say he's not replaceable. I think in T20 cricket, there's a bigger argument to say who replaces him and actually have a debate about whether anybody even can. But in ODI cricket, I think there are options. Get in the comments below who replaces Brandon King as the long-term opener, assuming he doesn't come back anytime soon. And then the second question I've got about Brandon King in ODIs is why are we opening him to begin with? Yes, I've just given you some numbers for 2023 and 2024, which suggests he can do a job there. But should he be there? When you study, and it's a small sample size, but when you study Brandon King's numbers in ODI cricket, his best returns was actually at number 5. And it's only a small sample size, only 4 matches. But at number 5, he, of the 8 international ODI 50s he's got, 2 of them came at number 5. Granted, everyone's going to say, Mash, don't try that. They were against the Netherlands. Whatever. That's the same Netherlands that chased down 374 to win in the World Cup qualifiers. So I'm not here for that argument, right? So 2 of his 850s were at number 5, and he averages 82 at number 5. So there's a second question and argument to be had about, is part of the problem that we're opening Brandon King? Who decided Brandon King was an opener? And why hasn't Brandon kicked back against this? Now, Brandon might well say to me, Mash, boy, like, you can't pick and choose where you play. When West Indies call, you just play where they tell you to play. But Brandon King's not an opener. Anybody who knows Jamaican cricket is not an opener. Why did we ever let Brandon King get pigeonholed as an opener? I've never liked him as an opener. I don't think that's his position. He's made the best of it as he can, but he's not an opener. Anyway, whatever. And then Test cricket. Obviously, he was dropped for the second test against India so that Imlat could come in, take the gloves, and then Hope went up to number 4. King's played 4 matches, 3 against Australia, 1 against India, averages 18 with 150, that 75 in... Where did he hit that 75? Was that in the test at Sabina? Can't remember where he got the 75, but it was West Indies' only 50 in the whole Australia series. So clearly he has some kind of talent, because no other West Indian in a down bad series where barely anyone scored runs across both teams, he was one of the few players to score a 50 on both sides in that series. So he obviously has some talent, but right now he's on the outside looking in, because I think long term, even with this New Zealand series, I'm expecting Imlat to take the gloves and Hope just bat. So I don't see how Brandon King even gets back into this side in the short term anyways. That's why I said at the top of the video, is he even in the test squad that's going to be announced? Is he going back home to Jamaica? I don't know. So King's had a down bad year. Let's not get this twisted. And some of you might get in the comments and go, Mash, you were the one who said Brandon should get into the test squad, and you're always advocating for Brandon King. Someone's going to say in the comments, it's because you're Jamaican. Listen carefully, because true say some of you are dunce, right? So listen carefully. Do I think Brandon King deserves to be dropped? Yeah. Is he out on merit? Yep. Is his form down horrendous? Yep. Do I still think that he's one of the better players in the region when on form? Yep. Do I think he should be opening in all limited overs cricket? Maybe T20s at a push, but generally, nope. Do I see him coming back into the reckoning at some point in time? Yep. Does he need a bit of a break from international cricket, like Multi's being given one? Yep, probably. Do I see Sammy giving up on him? No. I think we'll see by the time the World Cup comes around, do I expect Brandon King to be in West Indies T20 squad? Yes. Do I expect Gudakesh Multi to be in West Indies T20 squad by the time World Cup comes around? Yes. So I think this is actually the right thing. Brandon's got to go sit down for a bit, go contemplate, go work with a sports psychologist, go fix some of his technical flaws in the nets, so on and so forth. Go back to Jamaica and clear your head. I'm sure he's going to be playing some T20 down bad leagues, but he could probably do with a break. Brandon's one of these players like Shea Hope, like Roston Chase, like Jaden Seals. Athanase is another one. He's in that group of players who have been playing cricket non-stop since June. He should be glad to go hold the meds, if I'm honest with you, and just try and kick back a bit, because this international cricket thing and cricket every flipping day of the month, 5 months in back to back to back to back, it's long. It's long out here. Next video should probably be on Shafane Rutherford, because everything I've just said about Brandon King is even worse for Shafane Rutherford. But that's another video for another time. Listen, people, that's all I've got for you right about now. I've got another video. By the time this comes out, I've got another video that I'll be recording, which should also be dropping tonight as well. So look out for that. I've been Machel St. Patrick Hewitt, one half of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. As ever, algorithm. Like, share, and subscribe. Caribbean Cricket Podcast is everywhere. X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Find us. Just type it in. In fact, go to the website and you'll find all the links. CaribbeanCricketPodcast.com. Brand new website, and all the links are just there. And subscribe to the newsletter. I've got an article that I'm dropping about Super 50. Wrote that earlier today. Bad boy article. So that's dropping on the Caribbean Cricket News handle as well. Go subscribe to that. Top quality writing throughout the region. You done know the done now. No one else does it like Caribbean Cricket Podcast. And lastly, and most importantly, if you haven't yet done so, please go and support the relief fund for Jamaica post Hurricane Melissa. Go to supportjamaica.gov.jm. Every little bit helps and counts. Give a little, please. A little goes a long way. And if we all do that, then we are all helping out. I'll be Machel St. Patrick Hewitt, one half the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. I'll be back very, very soon. As ever, you lot will get in the comments and cuss. You done know the done know. I'll see you there. Peace.
West Indies Cricket, Caribbean Cricket Podcast.